Well, gang, we had a couple weeks of really good weather, and now it's back to the deep freeze. I feel like winter is slapping me repeatedly in the face like Jack Nicholson did to Faye Dunaway in Chinatown.
She's my daughter. My sister, my daughter.
Yeah, it's that bad. Anyway, on that happy note, I am off to the cinema on this relatively cold day to go check out Jackie. For those of you that are wondering why I'm still reviewing 2016 films, like at the end of January, we're going into February, it is this. Jackie received several Academy Award nominations, including Best Actress for its lead star, Natalie Portman. I am a huge Portman fan. I think she is a brilliant actress. Of course, when called upon to be so.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
I wanted to see this film right from the get-go. Unfortunately, as I've alluded to in previous YouTube videos, Saskatoon has a dreadfully hard time getting these Oscar nomination hopeful films released in a timely manner, which means that I don't get an opportunity to screen them until late January, typically every year. Shit! But nevertheless, I am journeying off to the cinema. I'm going to check this puppy out. I'll be back with a review. And then after this, I think I'm going to have to kiss 2016 films goodbye. Cool beans?
Cool beans!
Alright, gang, I just got out of Jackie. Jackie is a very interesting movie, but I also think it's a very messy film.
You're breaking my heart.
That frustrated me a little bit while I was watching it. It felt to me like a fractured mosaic of compelling scenes that were kind of strung together somewhat haphazardly to create some semblance of a meaningful whole that never completely paid off or worked for me.
I believe that the characters we read about on the page end up being more real than the men who stand beside us.
This is not a standard biopic of one of the most famous first ladies in American history, Jackie Kennedy. It's not really a chronicle of her entire life. More or less, it really deals with that sort of traumatic and disastrous period after the assassination of her husband, John F. Kennedy, in November of 1963. It's done in a series of flashbacks. Basically, Jackie Kennedy is being interviewed by this reporter who's played by Billy Crudup as she recalls not only the Kennedy assassination, but she also recalls those devastatingly hard days in the aftermath of the assassination, during which time she was really struggling to not only process her grief, but she was also trying to process what was the best course of action to take for his funeral.
You'll have to share something personal eventually. People won't stop asking until you do.
And if I don't, they'll interpret my silence however they want. This article will bring you a great deal of attention.
Oh, in that case, any advice for me?
Yes. Don't marry the president.
It's a pretty simplistic plot. There's not a lot of meat on this film's bones. I do, in one way, like the fact that it's honing in on a specific period of Jackie Kennedy's life, and a very traumatic period at that. But unfortunately, my main problem with Jackie is that I never gained a strong impression of who Jackie Kennedy really was. I never really learned anything new about her that I didn't already know. I learned that she was a very proud woman. She was a woman that had an incredible amount of pride in being the First Lady. She was a woman that was incredibly proud of her husband. She was also a deeply personal woman that was very guarded of her privacy and her family's privacy.
How would you like him remembered?
There should be more horses, more soldiers.
Why are you doing this, Mrs. Kennedy?
There's more crying, more cameras.
This is making us look like barbarians. What's wrong with you?
She was also a woman that smoked a lot, drank a lot, took a lot of medication post-assassination. But ultimately, she really emerges as kind of an enigma in this film. Like, I thought I was going to go into this movie, I thought I was going to learn some very added layers and depth to this incredibly significant and important woman in American political history. And I just never really got that.
Are you afraid I'm about to cry again?
No, I say you're more likely to scream.
Scream what?
My husband was a great man.
On a positive, though, I will say this. Natalie Portman, she is an absolute physical dead ringer for Jackie Kennedy. I mean, she just looks like her.
Do you mind getting a message to all our funeral guests when they land?
Of course.
Inform them that I will walk with Jack tomorrow. Alone, if necessary.
I think it's a really great physical transformation, but I think she really embodies this woman's mind, body, and soul really, really well. I mean, at first, I found her performance really sort of a bit stilted and mannered, especially with her inflections. But as the film wore on, I think it was a performance that was much more emotionally grounded, and I think we get to see a real vulnerable side to this woman, as well as a woman that was just completely distraught with anxiety and fear and grief after her husband was assassinated. So I think it's a really full-bodied performance from Natalie Portman.
She holds back her tears, but she can't hide her anger.
I think ultimately she certainly deserved her Oscar nomination. She really holds this film together, and she really carries this film throughout its 90-plus minutes. Some other casting, though, left me kind of lukewarm. I mean, Peter Sarsgaard is cast as Robert Kennedy, and he's kind of the complete antithesis of Portman. He doesn't even look at all like Robert Kennedy, and he doesn't even sound like Robert Kennedy. Like, he kind of slips in and out of accent. There's some scenes where he has an accent, there's some scenes where he sounds like Peter Sarsgaard.
What the fuck?
Is a great actor, but I think he's really miscast here. The film looks really lush and beautiful at times. It is directed by a director from Chile. The name is escaping me. I think it's Pablo Larraín. I could be wrong on that, but I know he's from Chile. This film has a painterly beauty. Like, it does a really good job of capturing its period. It does a really good job of with its production design and its art direction.
Of Camelot. Ask every person if he's heard the story, and tell it.
If anything, Jackie is a great looking film to immerse yourself within, and again, it captures its period impeccably well. But I guess ultimately the real problem I had with it is it creates such a fractured narrative. The film sort of jumps back and forward in time, and cuts from the point of Jackie being interviewed, to the point of the assassination, to the point after the assassination, to the point before the assassination, and Jackie Kennedy emerges as a real enigmatic cipher that I don't think this film really is able to decipher very, very well. I'm not entirely sure what this film is trying to say about Jackie Kennedy.
I don't know you anymore.
There's a whiplash effect going on with the way the narrative is structured. I didn't find it very smooth. I didn't find that all the film's discordant scenes sort of coalesce together really, really well. I guess ultimately I'm having a really hard time recommending this. I mean, I'm recommending it on the basis of Natalie Portman's truly stellar performance. I like the look of the film. I think the direction is good. I just think the narrative is messy. So if anything, this is a really well acted, well shot, undisciplined film.
There won't be another Camelot. Not another Camelot.
So there you go. There's my review of Jackie. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the film. Let me know whether or not you thought that she deserved the Oscar nomination for this film. Once again, thank you very much for watching. If you could like this video, I'd really, really appreciate it. If you could subscribe to my channel and give me some subscribe love, that would mean the absolute world to me. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies.